to you, Bob.
Yeah, got to grab two and take off, by golly, and that's all there is to it. Here we come. Opening faceoff goes to the Moose. Fired around behind the Fort Wayne net. In it comes with a high move. Eddie Campbell flips it up, but the icing call as Eddie got back and hurried. Puts the faceoff immediately back inside the Winnipeg zone, and that took 6 seconds to get the first whistle.
Well, interesting play. It went right back to the defenses. He just fired around the board. It indicates he was trying to hope that his off-winger would get in there, maybe catch the Komets defense looking for the puck, was zinging around the board. They were alert. They got the icing call.
Here we come, ready for the faceoff as Purdy tries to the draw. It's around behind the net, picked up by Kurtz of Winnipeg, coming up the near side, chased down by Purdy all the way to his own blue line for the Komets. Sends it right back up the middle as Bawa sends it through for Purdy. Purdy after a loose puck does it check loose. Komets have it back again. Now here's Purdy one more time. Has some daylight. Moving over center. Into the zone he goes. Trying to give him a left wing pass. Can't do it again. Boy, and a good hit that time by Campbell as he just checked his guy coming out. That was intranerval. And the puck slides right back inside the Winnipeg zone into the corner. Purdy with a hard forecheck. Boyce hits his net. Whoa, in front of the net. Nice play, but just missed the corner. As Bawa really goes after the loose puck. Here we come back to center ice as Shargorodsky has to take his man off the plane. Dupuis dumps it back inside the Winnipeg line. Came back out to center. Now circling. Coming to the attack is Jason McDonald. He's checked off by Nemirovsky, but he dumps it into the Fort Wayne zone. Komets behind their own net. Here we come. Good left wing pass out to Laterra. Good pass all the way to center, and that was a little bit of a shaky one there. But here's Nemirovsky going in, put it up the spot. No play, knocked down. Winnipeg dumps it out. Komets coming to the Fort Wayne line. Long lead pass to Arneal. Arneal front of the net, nicely taken away by Shargorodsky. Turns back up to the boards all the way out at the point. Held in. Around behind the net it comes, and Reddick is there. Here's Polky coming up the near boards as it is Laterra. Just put his back to the check and popped it off the boards, and out it came. Here we nice check this time as Mike Martin knocks down, intercepts the pass, goes deep inside the Winnipeg zone, around behind the net. Here he comes, lost control of it, but Butrayev's got it now. Well, Bucci gets away from one. Around behind the net he comes, gets away from another one. Now out front. Nemirovsky got a shot on the short side, and Silvestre was there to knock it down. Nemirovsky's got it back again. Here he goes around behind the net, cleared to the far boards, picked up there by the Komet defender, Sorokin. Out it comes, Sorokin coming up top, played by Waugh, who dumps it back in the corner. Nemirovsky behind the net is being held tight on the play, but gets away from Bowler, comes out front, another shot, and a rebound again as Waugh going in now. Sorry, try to tie Bowler up on the play. They send it back deep in the corner again as the Komets with a lot of forecheck. Now it's Jeff Parrott. Parrott looks up the wing, right side. Good check again as Martin knocks it loose. As Winnipeg having trouble coming out of their own end. But here they come. Long shot all the way to the Fort Wayne net. Out it comes to center ice that time as Andre Waugh feeds the lead pass into Boguniecki, and Boguniecki couldn't handle the play. Back they come the other way. Lead pass comes to the Komet line by Gordon. Here's a drive down front of the net. Coming through, second man in was Gordon again. Couldn't play the puck. Komets come back out of the zone. As Sean Penn goes in, knocks his man off the play. Look out as Winnipeg steals. Here they come. Roy coming to the line. His shot came out front of the net. Whoa, they leave it alone in front as it bounced over Penn's stick. Good body check in the corner. Penn trying to take his man loose, and here's Campbell for the Komets. But he's checked off behind the net by Gordon around the far boards. And now Selmser has to send it all the way behind the net around the left wing, trying to come out and make the play Penn, but it goes by him all the way to the Winnipeg zone. So the Moose with Bowler coming back out, dumps it all the way inside the line as that time Boguniecki kind of spun around in the play, and Penn goes at it in a hurry here. We're going to get this one underway right now. As Penn trying to line up his man, he's going to seek it out with Roark. Penn and Roark going after each other, and right now Roark's got the upper hand. Let's see what John's going to do about this one. As Roark gets over the top of Penn, and now Penn comes back out, gets some air. And they got each other, two big guys got each other tied up. There's not the, whoa!
Well, Rourke got the
he got the reach and knocked Penn over, and now goes after him again as they both get up on the play.
Well, with the longer reach, he was able to get his hand and get a pretty good grip on Penn before Penn could get his punches off. Bit of a wrestling match. Nobody hit either one with any good shot. About a draw, a little bit of a wrestling match where maybe the Winnipeg Rourke might have won the wrestling match. There's no major punches. They go to the penalty box. I would imagine each five for fighting. And when that, but we've had a pretty good start in this game so far. End action, some pretty good passing, and a little bit of a scrap.
On roll, Fort Wayne, Komet hockey.
Get it hot, get the edge, and no one can give you what we got. Hey, pizza lovers, the garlic, oregano, and basil baked right into the crust Sicilian pizza is back at your hometown Pizza Hut. For a limited time, get a Supreme or Lover's Line Sicilian pizza for only $8.99. That's right, $8.99 for the delicious Sicilian pizza with garlic, oregano, and basil baked right into the crust. Any way you slice it, you win. Is anyone getting hungry yet? Get the $8.99 Sicilian pizza today at your hometown Pizza Hut, serving you the best pizzas under one roof.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
The face-off, it'll be Cardiff against the Komets as dumping it deep in the Comet corner. Brad Purdy who gets the draw. Flipped way up in the air. Now a shorthand clears to the neutral zone. It's knocked down all the way back to the Winnipeg blue line by Brett Howard. Howard dumps it loose, come to the Fort Wayne line. Cardiff going in. He has a check loose by Boyce. Look out! As right off the corner, they get a hard shot on goal, and Cardiff just picked up the loose puck, and away he goes. Now driven all the way back inside that Winnipeg corner. As Bawa lost the stick on the play. Correction, yeah, it is Bawa. That they come the other way. Comet D now picks that up. Sends it up to near Boyce. They can't hold it. Back it comes all the way in the Comet corner one more time. Shargorodsky in behind his net. Breaks the play. Gets away from one check. Now up the boards right side. Coming hard at center. Good lead pass. Goes to Purdy. He got a shot that still missed the flag down and hangs on to. Drops it off to the defense. Neil Brady coming back out. Going hard to the Fort Wayne line. Gets on by Nemirovsky. But he's poked nicely off the play by the Komets. As back comes Boot 5, leads it off to Shargorodsky, back to Boot 5, Bootsy going in all the way across the zone, leads it up the middle, and a shot by Nemirovsky just missed the corner, as they really put the man up the slot, and Boot 5 unloads the dandy that time on Jimmy Roy. Out they come. Roy now comes back to center ice and fires it off the boards behind the Fort Wayne net. Picked up left corner. Gordon trying to get it in front of the net. Still around behind the net, can't play it. Driven hard all the way into the far corner. They get another man out in front of the net. Can't get to the play again. Roy sends cross-ring. Deep down on the left side, breaking in is Chapman. Chapman has it knocked loose out to the point again. Another one as Reddick has it again. Another one. Boy, they could not handle the men in front of the net. They were getting a stick on it and making it work. And Pokey had three big saves he had to make, and he never saw where they were coming from. Here they come again, driving it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Picked up by the Komets, and now they come to Campbell. Lead pass, hit the winger, Nemirovsky, right in the back of the skate, and that nullified the play. Here they come, Fort Wayne zone. Howard going into the corner, gets around Dupuis, who hauls it down. Eddie Campbell now has to send it around on the open wing. Back up it comes as Waugh takes a good shot that time and runs Kurtz off the puck, and they take a run at Waugh, and he just bangs loose on his man as Arneal went after him, and here's Winnipeg back to the line. That drive deflected high, and it goes up into the crowd for a whistle. On WoWo Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
It's time to buy your new pool table at R&C Fence and Casual Living Center. Visit their showroom at 3326 Angle Road to see the area's largest selection of Stapleton pool tables, offering American-made quality at an affordable price. How much, you ask? As little as $1,599 installed. They also carry a great selection of game tables and accessories, featuring your favorite team logos, and they offer 90-day same-as cash. Isn't it time you raised your fun quotient? Stop by R&C Fence and Casual Living Center on Angle Road today.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
Komets now go inside the Winnipeg zone. Purdy on the corner, around behind the net, leaves the puck clear. Now he got it back again. He ragged hard far board. Cardiff nails him. Purdy's got it back anyway. Purdy getting away from another check. Behind the net, here we come one more time. Komets, this time Boguniecki. Boguniecki being ragged by Cardiff on the corner. Puck came loose. Bogan goes down, takes Cardiff off the play, and boom, there's a hit as Waugh puts hangs one on Cardiff pretty good. Puck went up over the board. So right now, a little conversation there going between Jason McDonald and Wood. McDonald didn't want anything to do with Waugh, so he goes after Wood.
Wood pushed him right back, and now they're doing a lot of talking out there. But Denver's right on the edge right now. Of course, the Komets coming out aggressive. Manitoba coming out with a lot of skating, and the Komets trying to bang him around a bit to slow him down. And Waugh got a couple of pretty good checks, and they didn't like it.
So that gets things going early here on Lowell. Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Try the excitement of the Churchill Downs Sports Spectrum. Catch thoroughbred and standardbred action from the nation's best track. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your horse lead the pack down the stretch, and we've got over 150 monitors, so you'll never miss a finish. Come to the Sports Spectrum this week and feel the rush. There's nothing else like it in town. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, and admission is always free. Take Interstate 69 to exit 111B, then north to Cross Creek Center, behind Builders Square.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
All right, Comets tried to come out of their own zone now. Couldn't make it. Bauer has to put it back, cycling on the defense, and out comes Sorek and to center. He's over the line, tipped it into the defense, knocked down there, and cleared back to the Comet line where Guy Dupuis picks it up. Here's Guy over center now. Wait. He's got everybody on side, slides it in wide, left side off to Purdy right to the net. And right on the doorstep was Ian Boyce, and he's being banged off the play. And in goes Bawa as Kurtz goes after Boyce, and then Bawa goes right in on top of Kurtz in a big hurry.
Well, again, Kurtz standing there as the shot was on the net. Boyce is standing there, nothing going on, and Kurtz has to give Bawa a little push, which right away he pushes him once, figures he can get away with it. He pushes him twice, and Bawa is all over.
On WOWO, this is Fort Wayne Comet Hockey. Good time to play. Hey, that's special. Sometimes you wish they never
At Hartley, 4301 Fairfield.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Winnipeg coming to center ice to the Fort Wayne line. Driven right back to center ice by the Comet defender, Shargorodsky. Now loose Howard starts towards center, leads into the Fort Wayne zone, tips it by the defense. Reddick is there, fires it back up ice. It's in center ice. The three started after the puck, but then Brett Howard chased it down inside the Winnipeg zone. Here we come, back up ice. Howard center. He hits his man at the Fort Wayne blue line, going across the zone. It's deflected wide behind the net, and it's Nemirovsky who clears it right back inside the Winnipeg corner. So Mister just tees it up, leaves it for his defender. As Brett Howard coming back to start another rush. Boyce, the forecheck on the play, breaks it up one time. Komets skate into the play, and here we come as this time it's going to be cleared crossing. And they do hold it onside. Now a slow whistle on as Selmser coming out. Back comes Howard. Howard center, broken up by Boyce. They got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Here's Boyce at the line. Hey, drive, deflected by Selmser, but he just couldn't make it work. Now, whoa, did Selmser hang one on somebody in the corner? That would have been Howard. Banged him hard. And then Selmser hit from behind that time by McDonald. And the Komets break it up, and back it goes again as Boyce goes into forecheck with Howard. Takes Howard off the puck, and Boyce's got it in the boards in the corner again. Boyce, a one-man gang on this penalty kill. He's really worked hard on it. There's still 30 seconds left, and here comes Winnipeg out of the zone. We're scoreless at the moment. 10:55 still to go in period one. Now they give Howard a chance to come in as Boguniecki took a run at him. Back it comes with offside the call. On WOWO, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
The Father Storm Season Edition is not listened to the Winston in the Morning Show on WOWO. Miss Winston has also lost the chance to win a Daytime Emmy Award 18 years in a row. Coincidence? I don't think so. Listen to Fort Wayne's Morning now. Winston in the Morning, if you know what's good for you.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
On the face-off, Winnipeg moves it out at center. Taking a break is Scotty Thomas to the Fort Wayne zone. Off behind the net. Reddick pokes it off into the corner. Shargorodsky ran his man off the play. It's held in at the point. Out of center and hooked down hard on the play. Trying to get through on the breakaway with the Comet winger. So the penalty call now is made. And it'll be Komets as Boguniecki got hooked off the play as he was really taking a run at it.
Right at the end of the Komets coming back to full strength. Warwick, the defenseman, as Boguniecki had blocked the shot at the point, was off and running. Would have had a clear-cut 2-on-1 break. Warwick pulls him down from behind on the hook and pen, and Komets come up with their first power play of the evening.
Warwick must like the penalty box. He just stepped out from his fight with Penn, and now he's back in it for two more. Komets with the face-off. Here they come, going wide off into the boards now. Mike Martin to the corner. It's knocked down, cleared by the defense of the Moose. Back into the Fort Wayne zone. Shargorodsky behind his net. He just waits to see where it's going as Boyce crossed over behind him. Shargorodsky, good lead pass. Here we come with Latera. Whipping it off the glass into the far corner. It comes as Butsayev runs his man hard off the plate. Knocked down by Latera. Came all the way around the right side. This time into the play is Nemirovsky. Trying to pop it a little deep in the corner. In they go. Trying to work it around. Can't do it. They got a 2-on-2 coming to center ice. On the break comes Gordon for Winnipeg. Now stop. Gordon just drops a little soft one back to the Fort Wayne corner. 1:20 left in the power play. Here we go the other way. Butsayev has it taken away right at the Fort Wayne blue line by Jimmy Roy. Dumped in. They look for a man in front of the net. Good hit that time as Latera took stick and everything but stopped his man. Here comes Nemirovsky going the other way now. Nemirovsky dumps it deep in the corner, and Butsayev trying to chase it down, but he's ridden off by Jimmy Roy. And again, Winnipeg just clears it the length of the rink, and they're going to have to start all over again as Eddie Campbell back for the play. All right, Campbell behind the net. The clock ticking. 50 seconds still left. Here comes Eddie out of his own zone. Left wing, nice play, and Sorokin dumps it in behind the net, going deep into the zone in a hurry. Trying to get to the play that time was Purdy. Couldn't make it. Now we got a one-on-one going the other way. Back it comes to Jimmy Roy. His shot. Roy, good wrist shot. It went wide of the net. Komets pop it off onto the near boards, and Ian Boyce with the puck coming out of the Komets zone again. Drops it behind him. There's Eddie Campbell. Circulates. Coming out at center. Bawa now on his way. Drives it off the boards deep in left side. Boyce going after it. Left to the second man through, and it's behind the net. Boyce, he got it in his feet. Couldn't play it. Out at the top it comes now. It's got by Sorokin. They got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Here we come. Thomas going to the line. Left wing shot. Whoa! Hit the goalpost, and out it comes the other way. All the way to center. Thomas on the move. Going into the zone wide. Looking for help. It's Purdy. To the side of the goal mouth. Went wide. Nobody there. Rourke dumps it up. Here we come. 2-on-2 the other way, and we're all even. Thomas now. Trailer. Second man through. Blocked beautifully on the play by Sorokin. Back come the Komets again. As again it's turned wide at center. Boyce going to the line. Fires! Joe Mister knocks it into the board. Picked up, and here we go. It's opening up a little bit right now behind the Winnipeg net. Howard starting back out of the zone. He's running to by Boguniecki. Coming loose. McDonald on the play, and his shot deflects wide. Off in the corner. 2-on-1 in the corner. They leave a man loose in front of the net. Look out. Drive. Save. Knock down. Another shot. Save. And the Komets after this one. Unable to get to it was Boguniecki. Now pulled away from Boguniecki. Into Nuavo. Coming up with the puck. Dumps it off behind the net. Picked up there by McDonald. McDonald now trying to move it back out the far boards, and instead it's Waugh. Wow. Oh, boy. They took a run at Waugh, and he just bounced the guy hard. Komets after it again. Into the zone it comes as Waugh going deep into the zone. Still has the puck. Slides it into the corner. And now it's knocked down by John Penn. Penn goes in. Fights his man on the board. Good forecheck by Martin. Turns it back into the boards again. Penn after his man. Here's Waugh coming the far side. Up it comes one more time. Can't knock it loose, and finally they do. Here it comes. Waugh chasing his man hard, and McDonald dumps it into the Fort Wayne zone where Eddie Campbell's got it. Campbell all the way around the far boards as Nemirovsky's got it at center. Here he goes into the zone. Pumps it deep into the corner right side. Nobody breaking on the wing. It was the middle of a line change, and back comes Winnipeg. Here they come as the Moose keep coming to center ice as nicely the Komets break that one up, turn back up ice, and here's Latera. Latera coming loose. That's center. Now tucked all the way to the line, and pumps one. It's just wide of the net. Came out far boards, blocked on the point. Good pinch on the play, but here comes Winnipeg the other way again. All the way to the Fort Wayne zone, working toward the corner. Neil Brady. Brady couldn't get his shot away. Komets break it up, and Brady gets it back. A drive knocked down as Reddick screamed, but managed to get a piece of it. Come around far boards now as it's going to be out front. Tipped up the boards and given away in front of the net by Sorokin. Back it comes behind the net one more time. Brady trying to get the play. Sets it up loose. Komets break it up. Brady's got it back behind the Fort Wayne net. There's Winnipeg. Got a man right out front, and it's blocked. One time. A great save. Reddick. Another save. Reddick on a rebound. Here they come. The Komets are starting to run around. When you run around, it hurts. And now they finally cleared the puck back inside the Winnipeg zone. 6 minutes left in the period. And here comes Chapman. Back up ice for the Moose. Komets break that one up. Send it back to the Winnipeg blue line. Turned wide. Everybody on side. Going off into the corner hard was Derek Wood, and they slip it up into the crowd. Here on Lowell, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Well, it looks like we're in for a good old-fashioned Hoosier winter. Call Bushy's Renovate Global North American agent. The 100% solution. Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 Lowell.
We're scoreless. Thanks to Pokey Reddick, who turned aside 3 great big shots, Robbie. He was really on his toes.
Well, 9 saves, 5 of them were the key saves. In close, 2 of them came in possession where he had 2 in a row coming at him, and he looks very sharp again tonight.
So Brad Purdy now into the face-off 4-4 win as he steps in against Scott Arnell. Up come the Komets. Shargorodsky faked the shot, didn't take it. Now he's going to have it taken away. Now he comes back out, sends it off into the corner to Boyce. Here's Boyce. Sends it deep into the zone to ball. Right in front of the net. Standing out there was Purdy, but he couldn't get it loose. Now jump back into the corner again as it's one more time to the net. And again, Boyce was there, but he just couldn't one-time it. Turned aside. Now it's going to be Mike Martin. Back up ice. Purdy slides it into Boyce. Boyce going to the front of the net. Can't get to the play. Ball around behind the net. Chased his man hard off the puck. Broken up, but here comes Winnipeg. That's center to the Fort Wayne line. Hard to the corner goes Thomas. Thomas in front of the net. Oh! Couldn't get the shot away, and he bowls over Reddick. Now here they come. Side of the net. Can't get to the play. Thomas has to settle on somebody here. Shargorodsky a little past it, but he finally drives the guy to center ice and takes a hard chop while doing so.
Offside at the blue line, but again, as you said, Shargorodsky all over the Moose player as he chased him all the way out to the blue line. As he got there, he's just a two-hander by Era, and whistle comes outside.
On Louisville, this is Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Hi, I'm David Orr. Wouldn't it be great if there was a product that would make your hardwood, marble, terrazzo, and tile floors shine like new? Well, there is, but it doesn't come in a bottle. It's my Auric Orbiter, the first professional floor machine for the home. It's so easy to use, I guarantee professional results every time. Try it free for 15 days. Call 1-800-989-4200. 1-800-989-4200. My Auric Orbiter floor machine, it's going to floor you.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Komets trying to control, they do it, their own zone. Back up it comes as it's Dorican who flips it to center, and back it comes now as Nemirovsky has it checked loose by the defender Chapman right at the Winnipeg blue line, but an offside call takes the whistle and moves it back inside the Fort Wayne zone with 4:31 to go in the period. We're scoreless.
Shots on goal, 10 by the Moose and 6 by the Komets. And by far, Pokey Reddick, the one that's made the big save. So Rister in goal really hasn't had a real challenge back there other than a couple long shots.
Here we come again as it will be Buchaya who gets the draw, sends the short end, cross rink up the middle, knocked down again. As the Moose come in, forechecks the D, knock him down, and into the corner, here we come, and this time it's going to be a penalty call against Buchaya for what, a trip or an interference?
Yeah, he got tied up with Roy as they got tangled. Interference he's going to get as Roy went down inside the common zone, and Buchaya will go to the penalty box for interference. This will be the second power play for Manitoba in this period, and the first one was a pretty good one. That's a pretty good shot, Thomas. Control the puck. A big challenge for the Komets coming up here. Still 4:22 to go. First period, no score.
All right, face-off will be where? Inside or outside? Looks like inside.
Woods and Boyce going up front. We saw those two speedsters kill off the penalty pretty good last time with their forechecking.
Started from the face-off circle for Winnipeg, waiting for it. It's turned loose as Boyce trying to hold his man off the play, but they put it out at the point. Power there, broken up front, back to neutral ice as Woods going in. Takes Power off the puck, dumping it at the line, and Derek Woods just hangs onto it right at the line. Now kicks it away, and here comes Winnipeg again. Moving to the Komet line, hard comes Kurtz, taken away. Kurtz has to come all the way back to the neutral zone for Winnipeg again. Komets get this one as Eddie Campbell backhands it right inside the Winnipeg corner. Right now, very effective. They're standing up, taking their man. And here they come. Long lead pass going to the open side all the way to the corner. Club second man in the hole. Drops down front of it. Score! On the ice all the way. Tardif gets the goal.
And they let him walk in as the defensive peeled off to try to take the forecheckers. Tardif come in from the slot, pick up the loose puck. Got about 20 feet out front, had all the time to look, and beat Pokey on the low side on the glove side. Manitoba 1-0 power play goal.
It was obvious. You could see that one coming because they were really stacking up, and Pokey had no way of being able to watch the puck as they backed right in on him, and bingo! Here on WOWO, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Monday night, On the Discovery Channel, embark on an expedition 2 miles above the Andean jungle for a rare look at a legendary civilization. Join the team to recover over 200 eerily preserved Peruvian mummies from their hidden homes and take part in a forensic study that will reveal their many secrets. It was a 500-year-old mystery until now. Lost Warriors of the Clouds. World premieres Monday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Goes to Patrice Tardif, and McDonald will have one assist, and maybe another one. They're still working on it. Here we come now as the Comets look for the draw. Selmser turns it back to the defense. Guy Dupuis bangs it around behind the Winnipeg net. Silmistra knocks it around the far corner. Selmser left it there, and it's driven to the side of the net. Can't play it again. Back in the corner. Selmser's got it. Selmser spins. No, it's Bawa. Now to Selmser behind the net as the two big guys are both out there. Game far corner as that time Purdy lines up his man, but the break goes to Thomas inside the line. They come right down front of the net again. Good defensive sweep by Guy Dupuis, turns it out to center, and here comes Purdy. Purdy leads it off to Bawa. Back to Purdy. In he goes. Knocked loose in front of the net as Purdy lost his stick. Here's Winnipeg 2-on-2 coming the other way to the Fort Wayne line now. Offside, they did make the call on it. So on the call by Martin. Yep. Martin held him off really well.
They had a 3-on-2 again as they broke the rush of the Komets down by Manitoba's blue line. They broke out of the zone 3-on-2. The trailer coming up behind the play, and as they hit the Komet blue line, Martin made a good play, stood up towards the offside.
So the faceoff stays just outside the Komet blue line. As Busayev back for the draw one more time against Tardif, takes the faceoff, back up it comes. And it gets on by as Nemirovsky tried to pick up the play. It's off behind the Komet net as it's turned around behind the boards by Laterra. Laterra banged hard on the play. On the near boards, battling for the loose puck is McDonald. And he's tied up on the boards for a whistle and a face-off inside the Fort Wayne zone. As the Komet defender in to help out the Sorokin that time. 2:41 still left, period number 1. 1-0 Winnipeg on a power play.
Busayev there taking a draw, look here, and of course his other winger, Nemirovsky, right now have not been able to get anything going. They've been checked pretty closely.
So far, they know what to do. Hey, good shot on goal. Great save, Reddick. Here they come as Nemirovsky lets that one slide by to the neutral zone as Busayev goes in, takes a piece of his guy, and Winnipeg inside their own line makes the move. Back up they come. Jeff Parrott coming to center, slides it off to the other D-man. Coming loose, Chapman dumps it to the Fort Wayne zone. Goes right to Polky at the net behind the goal mouth. Picked up as Sorokin is hooked up on the play, but Busayev gets by one check. Couldn't get it all the way. And it's turned right back in the corner now as Laterra hangs on to his man. Busayev around the far boards, but it's all the way to the left point. And they launch one right on net. Reddick makes the save. Now Sorokin again. Whoops, he's overskating at Nemirovsky. Now Nemirovsky lost control behind the net. We come and Sorokin for the cage. Coming up the near boards, another funny bounce, but it is going to be Busayev. Leads the pass into the zone to Nemirovsky. Busayev follows the play. Up front, Laterra snaps one off, but he missed the net. Out they come the other way. Driving is Jimmy Roy to the Fort Wayne line. Sends it off to the corner, tips it wide, and the defense clears to the neutral zone again. And this time, Boguniecki intercepts. In goes Bogie. All the way to the corner. Bogie on the far boards. Jimmy goes still after it. Boguniecki behind the net. Couldn't get to the play. Now it's John Penn. Drives his man off the play hard. Komets turn it back in one more time. Out it comes at center. Shargorodsky takes it. Clears off to the D on the right side. As Eddie Campbell is run at hard by Roy, but he was watching that one, and it's all right. Here they come the other way. Knocked down, held in again by the Komets. As some fierce forecheck that time as Derek Wood in he goes. And now it's going hard into the far boards. They fight for it down deep one more time. Boguniecki kicking his man away. Here's Penn on the play. Picked up by the Komets again. Bogey out front. Score! It is Boguniecki.
From Woods, who come out of the corner with the puck. Penn, Woods, and Boguniecki had the pressure on him. As Woods picked up the loose puck, Boguniecki snuck it behind the defense and in front of the net. As Woods walked out, he sent a perfect pass to the goal crease. And Boguniecki made no mistake going up top over Shargorodsky's shoulder. Komets tie at 1-1.
Boy, that was a big goal at the right time at 19:01 of the period. Gotta have those times. Gotta have them. All right, they'll face it off at center ice and get it ready to roll again. Picked up now by Winnipeg, and here they come the other way, inside the Fort Wayne zone. Down to the corner, behind the net, it is Sorokin. Feeds it back up the near boards. Penn had the other assist. And here come the Komets now the other way as Purdy gets knocked off the puck as he sweeps Brett Hauer off the play. Around behind the net, here they come again. Komets out right out front, knocked down there, and back out of the zone they come one more time. And it's cleared. Woo, boy, does Bauer want a piece of Perch down there, and he's going to get him too.
Penley coming up too. I think it's Bauer going to get himself a penalty.
He's going to get a high stick call. He was really after Kurtz because Kurtz had really piled him into the corner hard.
They're still talking pretty good right now as they're ushering Bauer to the penalty box, and he goes in there for 2 minutes for high sticking. And it's been pretty rough out there. They're running at each other pretty good. The Komets getting that goal coming at the 19:29 mark, so that's their period. Of course, Boguniecki, his 4th goal of the season from Woods, and Penn gets the assist. Good forechecking. They were able to move the puck and get it out in front. Boguniecki made no mistake when he got it on his stick.
All right, here we come now as the face-off of the neutral zone. Boyce going to the draw now as he battles in the boards with Bowler. Somebody jumps outside on the play. Bowler, I believe, so we'll wait and see what happens to that one. Selmser and Boa and Thomas now line up against each other. All right, again, it'll be Boyce ready for the draw as he's into the face-off circuit trying to make it work.
Third power play for Manitoba in this period.
Now once more, Boyce looks, tries to tie his man up for the draw, gets it back, and it's going to be Sorokin for the Komets on the D. Whips it all the way inside the Winnipeg zone as there's still 20 seconds left in the period. Winnipeg with the power play, Hauer behind his net. Now starts back up all the way left wing, going towards center, dropped off to Hauer. Hauer coming over the line. Now goes to the zone, he has it chopped loose, and the Komets have it back again and wheel it all the way back inside the line, but it was an offside Winnipeg at the Komets blue line, got the whistle, and 9 seconds still hanging on the old clock before this period is over, and we're tied at 1.
And of course, as you said, the third power play for Manitoba this period. They scored on the second one, their only goal so far this period. The Komets got a big challenge. 9 seconds to go. They should get out of this period. We will start shorthanded next period.
Boyce gets another face-off, and it's driven all the way back to the Winnipeg line where Hauer picks it up with 3 seconds left. Long shot wide of the net. Dupuis got it now. Here's Gies. The buzzer sounds. Time runs out. The end of period 1. We're tied 1-1 on WoWo. Fort Wayne Komets hockey.
No, it's when you should be sleeping, but instead you're driving. Every night between
the period. Play a strong period. They do not want to fall behind early, so they can kill this period, this penalty off. They'll be on the right track to get her started.
All right, ready to go at center ice as it'll be Brad Purdy in the face-off circle, squaring off against Patrice Tardif. Tardif takes the draw to his defense, and they try to work it around as Hauer sends it up the left side, breaking out now to the Fort Wayne line. Jimmy Kurtz dumps it into the zone, and it came back to neutral ice. Now far boards as Sorokin knocks it loose, and here's the Komets clearing it one more time as Ian Boyce sweeps it back inside the Manitoba zone. Wood, the forecheck on the play. He drives Yor Howard away from the play. Look at this. Very aggressive forecheck by Woods. Here he comes again and heads his man off. Broken up as here's Boyce, who just slides it right back inside the Manitoba zone. And the defense will play it again. Hauer starts back up ice as Boguniecki gives chase. Now they come wide at center ice. Fort Wayne zone turned aside by Campbell. Slipped all the way to the Manitoba blue line where Hauer's got it back again. Leads it back up the middle on a little give and go that misfired. Good hard forecheck as Boguniecki forced the pass off the puck. And here's Hauer back to center ice again. Into the zone we go all the way across the D. Poke loose again nicely, that time by Selmser. Selmser in. Ready to line up his check Chapman. And they're in the neutral zone, and the Komets have so far been very effective. But here they come. Arneal going into the zone. All the way across. Left point now. Drive high over the top of the net. Into the corner now. Sorokin breaks that one up and wheels it the length of the rink. Just 3 seconds left in the power play as the Komets kill it off.
Good job.
They move him around. Here they come back to the Fort Wayne line as Shargorodsky going in, runs his man off the play and turned up by the Komets. And here they come. They got a man breaking. Here we go. It's Nemirovsky going to the line. Shoots! Save on the play. Shomistra came out, just cut it off. He's a big kid to start with, and when he comes out and stands on the post on the angle, you can't see nothing, not even the crowd.
Well, Nemirovsky took the pass at center ice and broke in. He was on his off wing, so that gave the angle to the advantage to Shomistra, who, as you said, big goaltender, came out and challenged him. Tried to go on the stick side, on the short side, got those pads there and was able to hold on to it. No rebound. Good chance for Nemirovsky.
Boguniecki back in the face-off for Fort Wayne now, as he and Ruark go after it. There was Brady, correction, now around behind the net on the Manitoba zone. Brady trying to find a way out. We're at full strength, of course, and Winnipeg or Manitoba dumps it deep. Fort Wayne zone going hard after the puck will be Guy Dupuis. Guy has it turned out the left board all the way up the middle, knocked down in the neutral zone by Manitoba as it's Chapman back deep on his own zone. Now Chapman has to go a little deeper, sends it back to Jeff Parrott. Parrott to Chapman playing catch around the corner, and Nemirovsky goes in, bombs the puck deep into the zone. Now out it comes. Dupuis squeezed the point. Back it comes one more time, and this time Lookout getting away from one check. Komets couldn't play it. Back out of his own. Broken up again by the Komets. At the point, Dupuis sends it in wide behind the net, and Showmister leaves it there. And here we come back the other way. All the way to center ice as this one is deflected but picked up by Winnipeg and driven all the way inside the Fort Wayne corner. Here's Reddick. Couldn't get it out of the zone in time, but following it up now, Boguniecki. Boguniecki behind the Fort Wayne net just waits for the area to clear. Headman's up the right wing to Bawa, back to Bootsy. Bootsy gets by the first check, keeps coming all the way to Boyce at the other blue line. He tips it deep in the corner, and now it's followed up deep down into the zone by Ruark. Ruark is nailed by Bawa, hanging on to this one. The Komets as Purdy sends it back deep in the corner. Now it's Bawa to Purdy. His drive is deflected that time off the stick of Intravanuava. So we'll face it off inside the Fort Wayne zone. I should say the Winnipeg zone here on WoWo Komet Hockey.
Energy-efficient appliances do a great job of using less energy, so you save money on every utility bill. There are lots of ways to make your home more comfortable and energy efficient. And an energy-efficient home helps to save something else, too. The Earth. Because using less energy creates less pollution. For easy tips, write Alliance to Save Energy, P.O. Box 339398, Washington, D.C. 20033.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
Winnipeg breaking out of their own zone to the corner now as Mike Martin runs his man high off the play. Deep in the corner, Komets have it back. And Boyce gets away from his check. Turned back out at center. Here goes Purdy all the way to the Winnipeg line. In he goes on the corner of the net. Has a poke check loose by the big defender, Stewart. Around the boards, Purdy hanging on. In goes Bawa. Bawa now comes loose with the puck. Coming up the near board, sends it away to Purdy. Purdy couldn't handle the play, and Boyce has to take it behind the net. Here's Boyce being fought for a hard on the play. Boyce still had it, swept into the corner. Up comes Purdy with it again out at the point. Martin sends it halfway down the boards right side behind the net. Boyce digs it off left corner. Now Boyce looking around, can't find his play. On the board, sends it back into the corner as he's knocked flat by Ruark on the play. Back up he comes, and Winnipeg dumps it deep into the Fort Wayne zone. Arneal. Komets back in control. Sorokin starts back for Fort Wayne. Up the boards to Penn, got by him, tipped by the Winnipeg D. Back on the far boards and almost in front of the net, but the Komets are there. Look out! As Reddick had to make another save. Komets coming back 3-on-2. They've got Boguniecki. Into the zone goes Bogie, but he touched the puck offside on a two-line pass. So the face-off will come all the way back to the Fort Wayne side of center ice. 15:34 left in the period. 1-1 the score on WoWo Komet Hockey.
It's time to buy your new pool table at R&C Fence and Casual Living Center. Visit their showroom at 3326 Engle Road to see the area's largest selection of Stapleton pool tables, offering American-made quality at an affordable price. How much, you ask? As little as $1,599 installed. They also carry a great selection of game tables and accessories featuring your favorite team logos, and they offer 90 days same as cash. Isn't it time you raised your fun quotient? Stop by R&C Fence and Casual Living Center on Engle Road today. Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
Komets now try to keep the pressure on Winnipeg in their own zone. Boguniecki put a good check on his man. Penn has to make the play, but here comes Winnipeg to the Fort Wayne zone. Penn broke that one up. Komets have it back, and here's Boguniecki going the other way. Tried to clear the pass and hit a Winnipeg player right in the shin. Now here's Waugh driving it inside the Winnipeg zone. Came far corner. Boguniecki looking for it. Bogie has it, controls it in the corner. All the way down it comes to Penn. Ooh, right up top. Whoa, with a drive. That deflects high off the glass and, in fact, goes up into the crowd. One thing about Waugh, he's a big kid. He cruises around. Nobody seems to bother him. And he got in the right spot, got the shot away, but it just deflected high.
Well, again, the forechecking. Penn getting in the corner, banging around. Boguniecki coming in, playing the man. He picked up the loose puck, and he found Waugh out in the slot. Good pass, but the forechecking and a couple of body checks created the chance for them to get the puck out to Waugh, who shot the puck. It was deflected over the net.
All right, now Purdy back in the face-off circle for Fort Wayne, going into the draw this time against the big kid Brady. Sends it deep inside the corner, picked up behind the net by Manitoba as Jeff Parrott has to stay behind the net as everybody up now. Parrott trying to send it up the middle, can't get it out of the zone. Komets get it back. Shargorodsky into the zone to Wood. Wood gets by, but they say offside on the play. He got in just ahead of the puck. It looked as though he was leading the pass, and I thought he was going to stay onside, but he just got the skate inside the zone. You're on Whoa-Whoa, Komet Hockey.
My daughter, she's terrific. She's always looking for ways our family can eat healthier. So that's why she buys Aunt Millie's Healthy Goodness all-natural bread. She says it's made with ingredients she'd find in her own cupboard, like unbleached flour. And it's still 98% fat-free. Me, I just like the taste. Aunt Millie's all-natural bread. It's delicious. Natural.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Komets in their own zone now, trying to move it around the far boards. Back it comes to Derek Wood. Wood, good little soft pass, trying to get it to center ice, but no play there as Purdy checked off the puck. Here they come wide left side into the zone, right down to the front of the net. They keep it coming, and no, says Pokey. I'll hang on to this one. We'll start over. As charging hard was the big guy, Scotty Thomas, go into the zone, and they'll shut her down and take a face-off.
So again, a bit of a bad pass at center ice. Woods trying to flip it across the ice, got intercepted. And when you throw the puck away, not knowing where it is, someone picks up that loose puck and puts the defense in a lot of pressure. They were able to stand up and got the man tangled up. And fortunately, the puck rolled to Pokey, who was able to get the whistle. But you've got to watch where you pass the puck and make sure you don't have loose pucks out there. Too many players can go too fast if you give them a little break like that.
All right, Bootsaya back for the draw against Brady inside the Fort Wayne zone. Off to the left to Pokey Reddick. We're tied 1-1, 14:03 to go. Bootsy slips it off into the corner. Brady goes in, down in front of the net. Komets have it back. Sorokin now. Nicely used the net, just bounced it off and got it back himself. This time he couldn't get it cleared. Now he comes to center, lost it again. And here they go. They get a man breaking in front of the net. A drive. Whoa, what a save, Reddick. Another save, Reddick.
Penalty coming up.
Off behind the net they come. As Sorokin has to go in and drag his man down as the Komets a little too soft on B coming out of the zone. Sort of la-di-da. That's not a place to figure skate. And like Robbie said, if you don't know where it's going, you're either going to have to control it or read it.
Well, Sorokin makes a great move, as you mentioned, banking it off the net, come out of his own zone. But when he comes out, instead of head-manning the puck, he tries to get cute with trying to go around another Winnipeg player. He runs into Waugh, a quick little player who got a skate on it, knocked it down, and as he headed for the net, it forced Sorokin to have to cross-check him from behind, knock him down. Power play, Manitoba.
So hang on, the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone off to the right of Pokey as they go into the face-off circle. It'll be Bill Bowler looks for the draw, and the Komets control it and clear it the length of the rink immediately as Boyce gets knocked down on the play. So Manitoba, they just hang one man at the Fort Wayne line. Arneal, he's not even going to bother to come through, and the Komets step into that one and almost didn't get there. Now driven back into the corner again. So Winnipeg with an offside whistle on the play. Brett breaks it up, and they've got to come out and get the face-off outside the Manitoba blue line. 13:29 left. We're looking at period 2, tied at 1. Power play time, 1:46 to run for the Moose.
Woods and Boyce out there. Good power play unit for the Komets, killing for the unit.
Eddie Campbell stands up now, and he bangs away at his man Kurtz, and off comes Manitoba again. Now back up the left wing, flying to the Komet zone, Bill Bowler. Bowler going down in front, can't find his man. They got to stand up on him as Boyce takes his man loose, and it's left in the zone. Now cleared all the way left side. Kurtz all the way left corner. They got a man in front of the net, can't play it. Here they come all the way left side. Reddick knocks that one down. They get a goal right through behind Reddick. Apparently got under the pads or something, Robbie, because he made the initial save.
Well, they got moving the puck back and forth to the blue line, and as they fired it in beside the net, they got the one shot on net. Pokey thought he had it under the pads. I think when he peeked to see where it was, that's when the rebound popped loose, and they were able to get the second opportunity without anybody knocking the player away. They score another power play goal. That's their second. They take a 2-1 lead.
So on Whoa-Whoa, Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Try the excitement of the Churchill Downs Sports Spectrum. Catch thoroughbred and standardbred action from the nation's best tracks. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your horse lead the pack down the stretch, and we've got over 150 monitors, so you'll never miss a finish.
Come to the Sports Spectrum this week and feel the rush. There's nothing else like it in town. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, and admission is always free. Take Interstate 69 to exit 111B, then north to Cross Creek Center, behind Builders Square.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
So the power play goal goes to Scott Arneal, Bowler, and Hauer, huh? Very interesting. Here we come the other way. Around the far boards, they hold the play and try to keep the pressure on the Komets. Behind the net, Shargorodsky trying to get to it. Winnipeg trying to get it up in the slot. Nobody there to play it. Boyce goes in, knocks his man loose, but they still spin in the zone as Jeff Parrott trying to set it up. Shot save in front of the net. Cleared off into the corners. Reddick made that save. Here they come again, looking for a man. Shargorodsky runs his man hard into the corner. Dupuis waits for it, flips it up the near boards, couldn't get it out again. As Dupuis got it swept off his stick, Boyce is hooked off the play into the corner, and it goes still inside the line nevertheless. And right now, it looks as though Bawa's taking a little look at the big defender, Hauer. Now here we come with Purdy going into the zone. He's around the corner, comes back up with the puck as Bawa is going to take another sticking penalty. It'll be a hooking call, and they try to get a man in front of the net, can't do the job. In goes Bawa, takes his man deep off the play, and the penalty call against Bawa will give Winnipeg another power play opportunity. On WOWO, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. His dorm room was a pit, and his apartment is worse. I don't think Pete or his roommates have ever cleaned it. So this semester I got him a Hoover stick vacuum. It works on floors, carpets, has onboard tool. Heck, Hoover sticks make a little light housekeeping so quick and easy. Who knows? One of those guys might accidentally do some. Hoover, nobody. Then we can talk about laundry. Does it like you?
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Comets coming through with the play now as Eddie Campbell has to move it, sweeps it all the way back inside the Winnipeg zone. Comets change the penalty kill as Derek Wood coming back out. Here's Winnipeg coming to center ice. They look for a man at the line. Oh, good hit. As Sorokin really stood up and took his man right off the puck. Sorokin's a stocky kid, boy. He took a pretty good shot and he never budged. All right, here we come. Manitoba with Jimmy Kurtz now starting to come on to rush into the Fort Wayne zone. Wide left side. A drive! Nicely knocked down by Campbell in front of the net. Didn't know he'd done it. Now all the way crosswink here is going to be Selmser. He just pops it up the boards back inside the Winnipeg zone as Shulmistra headmans the puck trying to catch the Komets in a change. But Wood with a good forecheck broke it up, and Hauer has to cover for Winnipeg, come to the neutral zone. And they still tie him up down in the corner as Boguniecki, after his man, pounds him off the play. Here they come back to center ice, deep into the zone, right side, looking for help. Trailer on the play, broken up once by Shargorodsky, but he couldn't hold on. Now Winnipeg trying to set up with a minute left on the power play. They lead it 2-1 right now as they head down toward the corner, trying to get a man out front. Now they head for the net. Still nobody there. Puck off behind the net now. Still trying to set it up deep is Bowler. Bowler can't find his man. They've got a man inside the slot. Can't play it now. Back to Bowler into the corner. Shargorodsky trying to check it loose. It came loose, and this time it is Guy Dupuis who turns it wide. Up it comes to Wood, and he makes sure it gets it to center ice. And it's Winnipeg coming back again, deep into the zone. As Boguniecki puts a little pressure on the puck, it comes to center, chipped right back inside the Winnipeg zone. Offside call against the Komets with 10:13 left in period number 2. It is 2-1 the Winnipeg Mooseroonies, and this is here on WOWO Comet Hockey.
Intentional offside.
Yeah. Comet Hockey here on WOWO.
Back in the 30s, people just called us for cleaning drains. But as time went on, they started calling us to make all kinds of plumbing troubles go away. From leaky pipes to broken water heaters, from coast to coast, people now call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood plumber, 1.5 million times a year.
We gotta call.
You know who.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles.
Roto-Rooter.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
They got him.
All right, here we come. A little conversation down in the corner. Somebody got pushed off the play deep. I believe it might have been Eddie Campbell, and they lean on him in the boards, and Eddie shoved the guy away. And there's a little chin music going on down there now.
Well, it was an icing call, and as Tardif was chasing Campbell in, As Campbell touched it, Tardif gave him a little bump, which wasn't necessary, and Campbell letting them know, and they're doing a little talking with each other right now. Face-off will go all the way back down into the Winnipeg zone. We've got 4 seconds left on the power play time, and the Komets have pretty well killed that one off. Okie, of course, coming up with 2 good saves on that power play effort, and the score still standing 2-1 Winnipeg. Komets with 9:49 to go in this second period. Got to get some offense working.
I was just checking to see what was going on, and Jason McDonald must be their official mouth. He's been into everything so far. Komets hold it in the zone now as Campbell sends it deep. Up it comes now, and both teams are back at full strength. Tip back into the Fort Wayne zone, rolls wide of the goal crease, and it's touched up, and it'll be an icing call as Mike Martin makes the play. 9:37 left in period number 2. It is 2. Taps it through one player, but it's picked up there and around behind the net. It's Jeff Parrott who sends it wide. Komets break it up. Winnipeg, though, intercepting, coming to center. Wide pass, right wing, flying down the zone. Gordon to drive. And that time he just about ended Toki. He took a headshot at him. Komets coming all the way up, and it's cleared to center ice again, this time by the Komet winger Laterra. Back it comes. Winnipeg going across the zone again as Butsayev chops his man loose on the play. Mike Martin around behind the net has it, and then reversed the play up to Laterra, who fires it out to center ice, and that one actually hit Butsayev, but here comes Nemirovsky. He's going to the front of the net. He's there. The shot, where'd it go? It's a save by Shulmistra, and it's driven up into the crowd, and the faceoff stays inside the Manitoba zone with 8:55 left in period number 2, and it is the Moose 2-1 over the Komets.
Well, again, Nemirovsky taking it down his off wing with his speed. He was fed a pass by Butsayev as he cut in on a bad angle. He didn't get a lot of wood on the shot, and of course Shulmistra stood his ground, made the pad save again, and the only 2 shots in the period are both of them from Nemirovsky off similar plays, breaking in off that off wing there. The Komets got to figure out a way of trying to get some shots. Only 9 shots so far in this game, and we've gone through almost 12 minutes of play of this period, and of course the first period. So they got a lot of work to do to try to get the offense turned around and get some shots on goal.
Face-off will stay inside the Winnipeg zone to the right of Shulmistra. It'll be Bowler in the face-off circle against Boguniecki. And Boguniecki, the Komet goal scorer tonight so far. Waugh on one wing, the other wing is Sean Penn for the Caves. They're ready for the face-off. 8:55 to go in the period. 2-1 Winnipeg. And it goes deep into the corner as Waugh going in, roughing his man up on the boards. Around it comes. And let him go. Attaboy. All right, here they come, going deep into the zone. Arneal, the puck poked loose, comes all the way to center ice. And it's going to be Waugh who dumps it deep into the zone, and we have an offside call. And now Penn trying to get involved here, and somebody jumps on Penn from behind.
And they're all cruising around right now. And again, Winnipeg realizing that Waugh and Penn are pretty tough guys in the league, and that the Komets, of course, trying to get them off their game. The Winnipeg right now.
Quality Care Fall Value Days at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers. Shocks for your car are just $69 or less per pair installed. There's also great deals on brakes, batteries, and more.
Taxes extra. Excludes vehicles with air ride and electronically controlled suspension. Prices good through November 15th, 1998. See dealer for the price and details.
At your service, Quality Care. I hope I see you there.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
All right, Komets try to get something going, but it's Winnipeg going the other way. Komets break that up, dump to neutral ice. Back comes Winnipeg. Oh, Penn meets his guy and knocks him flat. Komets try to center it, can't get the job done. Here they come. Winnipeg at center ice, backhands it into the Fort Wayne zone as Ruark sends it into the corner. Komets have it. Guy Dupuis around behind the net, played by Sorkan of the Komets. It's flipped way up into the air, and who's got it this time? Boguniecki gets a good hit on his man. And now Waugh, and he's hanging on to his guy, who happens to be McDonald. And McDonald now gets Waugh down as he slipped around underneath him, and now they're both back up again.
Well, Waugh was throwing some pretty good punches, and he was hitting him on the back. And then all of a sudden, when he threw one, he lost his pelt as he missed, and down he went. But Waugh got a couple of pretty good shots in, and a good scrap. The referee gets in, they break it up, they go to the penalty box. And I imagine 5 for fighting, and they were looking for that. Waugh got into it pretty good, and they both go to the box right now.
See if Waugh gets some extra time. He was throwing them a little after. Just 5 apiece?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 apiece is what they get. A reasonable call.
And it was a good play on the boards. Waugh taking the puck on the boards as the puck had come around. He got the puck, made the play, dumped it out of his own zone, and then, of course, the Winnipeg player, McDonald, came through, hit him with a pretty good body check, and that's when it all started right there. So a good scrap. They make the play. No damage done. Both get 5 for fighting. We're back to full strength. 5 against 5. 7:55 to go. Komets down 2-1.
So here we go with a face-off where should be in the Fort Wayne zone, I believe. The top of the circle off to the left of Pokey Reddick. And at least both teams will stay at equal strength. Final score in the National Hockey League, Buffalo at Philly. They played it with 2-all tie. Another final in the National League, Boston-Pittsburgh 0-0, their tie. And another final, New Jersey 4-3 over Florida. That is the final there. And now somebody comes out late. That was Roy coming out late. And they say, wrong guy. Get the other guy back. Because the play had been made, the hand had already dropped, and then they tried to make a late change. So it's Butsayev for the draw. Back up it comes and gets by the defender Hauer all the way to center ice, and Hauer there. He's chased off the puck. Komets get it back. Flip it all the way back inside the corner. Nemirovsky going after the puck. Round behind the net. Nemo almost picked it up, but it goes all the way right. So here he comes. Nemirovsky's got it. He's out in front again. Around behind the net, looking out front. Can't get to it. He shoots, and it just deflects wide. Picked up far board, turning back out is Gordon on his way to center ice. All the way to the Komet defense. Nice move that time. As this time it is picked up by the D. A drive went wide, though, as they deke around the Fort Wayne defense. Off into the corner. Here they come again. This time Butsayev's got it. And Bootsy just makes room for himself. Tipped out to center ice, back inside the Manitoba line. Chased down deep in the corner by Jeff Parrott. And the Moose trying to come back out of the zone. And on the near side now, Purdy going in, trying to block the pass out. Komets have it at center ice. Cleared cross rink. Who's got it there? None of the Komets have it, as Nemirovsky puts a good hit on his man. Now back up comes the Moose one more time with the puck, and then the Komets recover it. Sorokin to center. Bawa trying to get a lead pass up ice, has to follow it himself. Into the zone he goes. Wide, still boots it around, and they lost it. Here comes Winnipeg the other way. Long shot kicked out of there by Reddick. Second man through, follows it up. Reddick, another save. And around they come, far boards, get into the zone. And this time, picked up by Purdy. Purdy and hard ties his man up. Now also into the zone goes Mike Martin. Martin battles down in the corner. There's Purdy trying to get away. He's all tied up by Tardif. Up the boards they come. Tardif knocked off the play by Purdy. Now he's right out front of the net. Hook shot, a great save by Reddick. And they charged the net and knocked Reddick down. That guy went right after him.
Well, he took the shot and he was looking for the rebound, and as he got to the goal crease, Boyce come in, a pretty good collision, and Pokey stood his ground in there as they both collided, and the Komets dodged a bullet as they lost possession in the zone. The player walked right out.
Hi, I'm Mindy McCready. There's a little bit of an angel in all of us. We dream about making a difference and getting things done. Well, AmeriCorps members are doing just that. A year of teaching, building, doing where it's needed most. Like 10,000 Angels, only without wings.
Join AmeriCorps, the domestic Peace Corps. Call 1-800-942-2677 or visit AmeriCorps.org.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
So Sorokin coming up with the puck, now moving it back out of the zone. Here goes Boguniecki on his way to the line. Around the D in the corner, driven off hard on the play and roughed up down in the zone. No play, no call on the play, but Wood goes in, puts a pretty good check on his man. Komets coming through as Selmser tries to make a block on the puck. It's dumped back in the Fort Wayne zone, and Reddick turns it. Look out! Up the near boards, and it was a funny bounce. But Dupuis got it loose, got it in his feet. Now comes loose with it again. Leads the pass to Wood. He got a shot on goal as Shulmestra makes the save. Back they come the other way. Brady has it taken away all the way to the side of the net. Going in hard now and making the move is going to be
Henley.
The winger on the play, Laterra. And Laterra is cross-checked off the puck, and that creates the penalty, and that gives the Komets the power play with 5:12 still to go. Period number 2. They trail it 2-1, and here's a golden opportunity.
Power play opportunity, 5:12 to go, and the Komets, if they need something, a goal here would maybe light them up a little bit. They've only got themselves 10 shots on goal, and that's the first thing you got to do, figure out how to get some shots. The power play opportunity here with Butsaya out there, Laterra, and Nemirovsky up front. They bring Martin and Zagorgowicz on the point. So they've got 5 good hockey players out there right now.
And here's something that's hard to explain, Robbie, when you get shut down that hard. 2 shots in the period. Shargorodsky a drive. All he did was miss the net. He'd have had top shelf if he'd have made it go. Now the Komets poke it loose. Butsayev all the way farboard. Shargorodsky in the corner. Ties his man up now. They go rooting in the corner for the puck. It came loose one more time. Komets have it back. Shargorodsky put it down. Here's Butsayev. Bootsy coming up the near boards to Laterra. Laterra up top. Shargorodsky all the way to Laterra. Laterra now back corner right side to Butsayev. Bootsy coming up high. Cross rink it comes on the wrong side of the defense. Martin couldn't make a play on it. Laterra knocks it loose. Came up the near boards again. Martin had it. Now Shargorodsky feeds off to Butsayev. Bootsy high on the right side. Looks for help. Nobody in the slot. Now it's Laterra. Laterra poked off. Comes all the way to Nemirovsky on the left side. Nemo with a bad pass gave it away, and here comes Manitoba. They flip it long into the Fort Wayne corner with 4:20 left and power play time with 1:05 still to run. Komets in their own zone. Mike Martin circling away as the forecheck in hard by Tardy. Here they come back at center as Boyce goes to the line. Purdy cut across the zone, but he changed his direction at about the time they were trying to make a move. In goes Bawa. Couldn't handle a puck behind the net. Now it comes loose. Bawa's got it. Oh, up top. Shot. Save! And Purdy just couldn't get good wood on it. Boyce with a big hustle comes up with it again. Here we come. Oops, and Campbell got a drive. Here comes another one as Purdy lost it on the corner of the net. Knocked down again. Up the near board. Stepping into the play. Campbell keeps it alive. Purdy behind the net after it again. Here's Brad with a puck. Brad looking. Can't get his man out front. Crams it, but nobody was there. Can the Komets hold it in? Boyce hustles. Holds it in. Sends it around behind the net one more time to Bawa. Bawa to Purdy on the far boards. Skating it again. Sorokin blocks it on the point. Turned back into the corner. Sorokin goes in to dig it out. Sorokin being rugged around hard by Roy. Komets come out again. Campbell, another drive, and that's blocked on the corner as Boyce hustles. Got it back. Here's Eddie again, a drive. That one went wide left side. And the Komets trying to keep it in. Campbell has to go back and cover. We're back at even strength. Now the Komets coming back through center. Here's Campbell on his way. He drives one. It's off a body into the corner. Selmser drives it around behind the net. Can't get to the play. Boguniecki in hard. Bangs his man off the puck. Knocked down by Dupuis. Almost gotten by the Komet defense. Couldn't play it. Now here's Dupuis. Takes his man nicely off the puck. And it's going to be Derek Wood. Wood to center ice. Banks it off the glass. And it's at the Manitoba blue line where it's picked up by Jeff Parrott. He comes to center. And Wood really took a run at Parrott. Couldn't get to him, but they sent it back Fort Wayne corner as Reddick takes a look. There's a forecheck going in hard on the play, and the Komets have it back. Shargorodsky coming loose for the play. Up ice it comes to Boguniecki. Oh, long passes. Wood couldn't get to that one. They bang into each other. They lose it. Here they come the other way. Down it comes into the zone as it's going to be Bowler for Manitoba. But it's picked up again by Boguniecki. Bogey still got it. Now can't hold it. Turned loose at center ice is Dupuis in hard, wrapping at his man Thomas. Thomas tied up by Dupuis just outside the Winnipeg line. 2:09 to go. We're looking at period number 2, and it is 2-1 in favor of Manitoba. On Whoa Komet Hockey.
You've seen big and bigger, but wait till you see the JCPenney biggest sale of the year, where you'll save big from 15 to 50% on shirts, shoes, jeans, towels, jewelry, and more. Thousands of items throughout the store. It's this Saturday only, November 7th. Our doors open at 7 a.m. and close at 11 p.m. So hurry into the JCPenney biggest sale of the year. It's a very big deal. JCPenney, I love your % off regular prices. Some exclusions apply.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
To the draw just outside the Manitoba blue line as it will be Butsayev. Now going into face-off with Bootsy will be Jimmy Roy. Bootsy looks for the draw, sends it to the defense. Here they come. Sorokin bumps it off the glass far side, going deep on the boards, trying to dump it back out as Jeff Parrott came all the way into the corner. Mike Martin back to play for the Komets, drives it off the boards, and it is picked up nicely by Butsayev at center. Went wide as they come across the zone. Picked off hard on the play was Sorokin. And now the Komets with Laterra doing a good strong forecheck, trying to move it back into the zone. They get wide right wing into the zone. Sorokin knocks it loose, comes out to center. Now it goes back inside the Komet line. Sorokin coming off the near boards. Up it comes, and on the move, Butsayev. Good lead pass to Nemirovsky. Nemirovsky going wide. He's got help. Now he's around behind the net. Right out front it came. Picked up there by Shargorodsky. Shargorodsky looking. At the goal, score!
I'll take it.
Was it Nemirovsky or was it Boyce?
Either one of them. It looked like Boyce might have got it, but they were both cruising through the goal crease. It looked like Boyce had squared around as the shot came from the point. Possibly Campbell let it go. Boyce was able to get his stick on it. Nemirovsky was right there, but I think Boyce was the one that deflected it. The Komets tie it up with 1 minute and 23 seconds
9
in
from
this
4
period.
and 7. 9.
Big goal for the Komets.
9.
Only their 5th shot on goal, and we'll take it.
Boyce got the goal. Had to. Huh? All right, here we come out at center ice. They give it to Mike Martin.
Well, they aren't counting on the deflection unless it hit the Winnipeg player, but it was definitely deflected in front. Boyce, Nemirovsky, and a Winnipeg defenseman were all there.
Here come the Komets now as Shargorodsky can't get to the puck. They take a drive at it right in front of the Fort Wayne net. Boyce being rubbed off the play. Now the Komets have it back. Here they come to center ice as it's Purdy on his way. Has help. Feeds it on the right wing to Bawa. Drive and a rebound. As Boyce is upended and really cross-checked from behind.
And they're going to give him a penalty on it right now. Now, Bawa's got to stay out of it.
Got to stay away. Yeah, right now.
Good shot from Bawa coming off the right wing as he let a good shot go. Slomista makes the save, and as Boyce is headed for the net, he got pushed from behind right into the goal net, knocked the net down, and the penalty comes from it. Doing a lot of talking to the corner, but at this point, Komets will have a power play. After getting the goal, they've got a little momentum. They need to take full advantage of power play opportunities.
They sure do. No time to take a penalty of any kind. There's plenty of time. We've got actually 20 minutes left in this if it's going to come to something different.
Right now, they're giving the goal. Still stands with Martin, but there was a deflection. Now, whether it was deflected by Boyce, we'll have to see on the replay. But at this point, Martin gets the goal.
Yeah, Boyce got the goal. I knew he had to get it. I couldn't understand how they could have given it to anybody but Boise. But somehow over there they read it the other way. Number 8 and number 9 pretty close together. 57 seconds left in this period. Komets have a power play. They've come back to tie it at 2. Hang on. The old barn's starting to burn here.
Well, they got the power play. Butzaya's line out there. Face off in the Winnipeg zone. 57 seconds. Power play Komets. Here we go.
Brady and Butzayev. Here's Bootsy up with the draw. Now the left side going down the zone. Deep goes Purdy on the play. Can't get to it. Front of the net goes wide. Another penalty is called. This time against who? Fort Wayne?
Waugh. Looks like Waugh's going to get it.
And this time somebody goes after Waugh from behind, so he goes after his man.
Well, that's exactly what you have to do there. Waugh got a penalty in front of the net as he got hit. He checked somebody and drew a penalty. Someone comes up to him and says something. As soon as he says something, he drops the gloves and throws the punch. That ends up all the talking. You don't talk, you throw the gloves and go after him. Waugh is going to get a 2-minute penalty, and then we'll most likely a 5, and we hope that's where it stays right there.
So let's see who's got what.
But Waugh had gone in front of the net, and I think he had cross-checked. As he got pushed from behind, he cross-checked the Winnipeg defenseman, knocked him down, which drew the penalty. And then the guy that pushed him from behind said something. Bang, he went after him.
So there's got to be another penalty up there someplace.
Yeah, the power play that the Komets have, the minute 53, that's going to be nullified. And then we'll just have to hope that Waugh ends up with 5 for fighting with the other guy he was fighting with.
It's Boyce who did get the goal. There's no doubt about that. Now let's see if the penalty call is going to be made. We know for sure that Waugh is going to take time. What did he get, 5? And what else? He got 5.
Faceoff comes outside the Manitoba zone, and with 49 seconds to go, they're going to be 4-side for at least the end of this period.
Yeah, there were a lot of cross-checks and a bunch of other junk here. We'll pick it up between the periods.
Waugh and Winnipeg gets 2 for high sticking, so that all matches up. Both of them get 7 minutes. Good call by the referee. We'll take that. And it all started, as we said, Waugh had gone to the front of the net. He got pushed from behind. Then he ended up pushing somebody. So that draw 1 penalty. They both got penalties off of that. And then, of course, the fight. Drop the gloves if you're going to talk and go at it. Good penalty. Komets come out of it on a good side. Still have their power play.
Butzayev ready now into the face-off circle with Brady just outside the Winnipeg line. It goes to the Fort Wayne zone, and Sorokin has to go back. Brady in on a forecheck. Sorokin around behind the net and waits. Feeds it off to Butzayev, and here's Bootsy getting by the first check. Butzayev on his way to the line, going wide to the right side. Here he takes a look. Whoa, and he's just knocked off the play, and he went to put the pass down in front of the net that was swept away from him. He made the trip for nothing. Here we come again, and the Komets a little Shargorodsky careless with the puck, and so is Sorokin. Now back to center it comes. Nemirovsky going into the zone, gets by the check. Here's Niemer coming in front of the net. Oh, out front
another
again.
Penalty coming up.
Butzayev just couldn't make it go, and another Winnipeg penalty plus the misconduct.
Yeah. As Nemirovsky was going around the defenseman, as he was trying to cut to the net. The defenseman took a pretty good chop at it. Bart Parton, and as he two-handed Nemirovsky, he draws the penalty, then he pops up and says something and draws 10-minute misconduct. So he gets himself in the penalty box, and the Komets with 13 seconds to go will have a two-man advantage to face off in Winnipeg zone, so they have lots of time here for a good shot on goal.
So it's getting interesting here now as misconduct in the slash goes to Parrott, and the Komets will have a two-man advantage for 1:17 seconds as Butsayev goes in to take the face-off one more time, and it's 5 against 3, and this is the time to make hay in a tight hockey game. They got to keep their cool and make it work. Butsayev out now, gets the draw, back up top, Shargorodsky drive in front of the net. Score, Boguniecki!
Yeah, Boguniecki gets it. He's standing in front, and as the shot came from the point, right off the draw, it goes back to Shargorodsky. He lets a good, hard, low shot go. Komets, the goaltender, makes the save with a pad. It pops loose, and Boguniecki bangs it in underneath him. Power play goal. The Komets take a 3-2 lead.
So Bogey having his biggest night of the year right now. They put him on the power play, and he made it work. And the power play stays on. The Komets still have 1:57 seconds on the second power play. And back we come again. All right, everybody out and ready to roll. As Butsayev checked his man loose on the play, back it comes to Manitoba. Stewart sends it around behind the Fort Wayne net. Who's got it? It's Mike Martin. Martin holds it in the zone. Buzzer sound. Second period's over. Komets 3, Winnipeg 2 on Whoa Komet Hockey.
Ken Frecker Auctioneers will auction the inventory and fixtures of Greenblatt Spurs this Sunday at 1 p.m. More than 250 fur coats will be sold, including pasta.
To all of the bands competing for that famous drink of milk.
Look, Frank, they're forming a cow? Gut milk.
This message brought to you by the American Dairy Association of Indiana, your local dairy farmers.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
So we'll be ready to go here in a moment. A little confusion on who's in what penalty box, and they finally get them in there. And the Komets with 1:48 left on their power play, leading at 3-2. And again, a big moment for them. Ready for the face-off, as it will be to the Komet defense. Sorokin for the K's, slides it cross rink as Shargorodsky behind his own net for the Komets. Here we come, starting back up the zone, working their way all the way to center. Shargorodsky off the boards, around behind the net, stopped by Shulmistra. He leaves it right there, sends it around the far board. Shargorodsky keeps it alive in the corner behind the net. It gets right on by the winger. Came far corner, though, and played around the boards as it's Butsayev. Now knocked loose at center ice. Shargorodsky backs up the play at his own blue line. He's got it. Wheels it back up to Boguniecki. Here's Bogey, cross rink now as the Komets have to cover it again. Sorokin with the puck at the Fort Wayne line. Komets with that, right in front of the goal mouth. Here we come the other way. Sorokin now keeps moving it up to Boguniecki, who drives it down deep inside the zone. Nemirovsky going deep. He's tied up by his man. Butsayev trying to dig it out. He's got it. Here's Bootsy, hooked off the play, coming up with it again. Out at the point, held in nicely. So, man, and just wide of the goal mouth. Shargorodsky has his pass deflected. Here they come back out of the zone, and that one hit the linesman at the Fort Wayne blue line as the power play continues for another 35 seconds. Shargorodsky behind the Komet net now as they change the power play line. Up it comes, and on the move, it's going to be Purdy. He got the shot wide. He's going to have an icing on the play. All he had was one more stride to get to center ice, and he'd had it going.
Well, he was hoping that he could catch the defense standing up while Bawa and Boyce were busted down the left wing. But unfortunately, there were two of them there. They were able to turn, get back, force the icing. 27 seconds to go. Komet power play, and the faceoff comes all the way back into the Komet zone.
All right, the draw off to the right of Reddick in his position, and again, it's going to be Brad Purdy going to the draw for the Komets against Patrice Tardif. Komets now try to work it down in the boards. Behind the net, Eddie Campbell's got it. Eddie skips away from the first check, coming nicely up the boards. Eddie keeps legging it to center ice. Nice lead pass going in deep on the play. Purdy with a shot, hanging on, Shulmistra. Wrist shot all the way, had him fooled. Here on WOWO, Komet Hockey.
Dodge Intrepid was setting records before it went on sale. For example, its standard engine generates more power per liter than any other regular fuel V6 available today. This aluminum gem dual-cam power plant develops a stout 200 horsepower from a trim 2.7 liters. Not enough? Try Intrepid ES and its 225 horsepower 3.2 liter aluminum V6. Both engines are yet Yet another example of what can happen when you change everything. Again. It was only through advances in design and engineering techniques that Dodge engineers were able to create Intrepid. Fortunately, those same streamlined methods have helped make Intrepid very affordable. Right now, you can purchase a well-equipped Intrepid for $20,440. Base list price excludes tax. Intrepid ES higher. The 1999 Dodge Intrepid. It's another example of what happens when you change everything. Again. For more information, call 800-4A-DODGE.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Passing's good. All right, Komets trying to get out of their own zone. They just haven't been able to control the puck and pass it on the tape at all. But here comes Boyce out of his zone. That center slides it deep inside the Manitoba zone where it's covered by Brett Hauer, the defender. Back they come. Komets with a 3-2 lead. Slide that puck to center ice. Butsayev comes back for the Komets to take the play and goes behind his own net. Now Bootsy drops it loose as Shargorodsky coming back up the middle. Good pass to Butsayev, and he just couldn't quite control it. He had to reach for it. But here we come the other way. Derek Wood going to the zone wide as it's knocked down on the play. Shargorodsky keeps it alive, sends it deeper into the Winnipeg zone. Knocked loose again on the play by Nemirovsky. Nemo sends it wide. He still got it. Now picked up by Butsayev. Butsayev gets away from Hauer. Hauer can't stop him. Butsayev coming behind the net now to Nemirovsky. Niemer gets away from his check. Off behind the net, skates away from another one. Here's Nemirovsky coming right out front. He's got it there. He couldn't get the shot away. Pulled down on the play. Back out it comes as the Komets hold it in the zone one more time. Now and again, it's Nemirovsky. He's banged to the boards hard by Stewart. Stewart can't play it, and Nemo gets it back one more time. He's got it in the boards again. Here he comes around behind the check. Pulled off the play, but it's picked up by Butsayev. Bootsy got a shot on goal. Roll right out in front of the net. Komets try to play it again. Here they come out of the zone. Up to center ice and all the way to the line. Breaking across the defense nicely. Sorokin took his man away. Eddie Campbell knocked off the puck. Winnipeg at the line trying to get it to the front of the net. Can't do the job. Campbell around behind the net. They try to center it again. Campbell on his man now. Hard drives Bowler off the puck. Dumped loose at center ice. Back it goes into the Winnipeg zone. Chased down by the defender as it's Kurtz with the puck. Up it comes near board. Selmser goes in, drives his man loose on the play. Winnipeg's bowler dumps it Fort Wayne zone. Out they come to center ice. And now they're banging. Here we come back. Komets have it, and into the zone goes Mike Martin. Mike going down in front of the net. He couldn't get the shot away as he's covered up hard on the play by Arneal. Martin got it back again. Now drives it loose to Boguniecki. Boguniecki left side. Coming right up the slot. The shot wide. Schulmistra hanging on.
Good pressure by the Komets. They're starting to catch up to Winnipeg, and you can see the effectiveness of the body checking and how it's worn down Winnipeg and slowed them down.
On WOWO, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
It's time to buy your new pool table at R&C Fence and Casual Living Center. Visit their showroom at 3326 Engle Road to see the area's largest selection of Stapleton pool tables, offering American-made quality at an affordable price. How much, you ask? As little as $1,599 installed. They also carry a great selection of game tables and accessories featuring your favorite team logos, and they offer 90 days same as cash. Isn't it time you raised your fun quotient? Stop by R&C Fence and Casual Living Center on Engle Road today. Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Good back check by Boyce, broke it up, and Shargorodsky with the puck now. Tried to keep it down in the corner. Komets battle deep in the zone as Purdy trying to slide it loose, can't get to it. They try to come out front of the net, can't get the job done. There'll be a penalty call, I believe, on it's going to be Purdy who'll take the call, as he was all wrapped up with the big guy, the center Tardif, and he just had to hang on to him, or otherwise he was going to break out in front.
Well, exactly. When you get a mismatch like that with Purdy hanging up with one of the big strong guys in the league, you're going to have to take some type of advantage by grabbing on a little bit, and unfortunately he tugged at the wrong time, drew the holding penalty. Winnipeg comes up with their first power play of this third period.
On WOWO, Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.
Try the excitement of the Churchill Downs Sports Spectrum. Catch thoroughbred and standardbred action from the nation's best tracks. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your horse lead the pack down the stretch, and we've got over 150 monitors, so you'll never miss a finish. Come to the Sports Spectrum this week and feel the rush. There's nothing else like it in town. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, and admission is always free. Take Interstate 69 to exit 111B, then north to Cross Creek Center, behind Builders Square.
Now back to Comet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
While we were away, some penalties were made. Campbell
and McDonald.
They'll probably get delay of game calls.
They both banged into each other at center ice. Then they started giving each other a little poke and jab, and they're still talking to each other in the penalty box. And as we said before, Waugh shows what you do when you do too much talking, drops them and go after it. And unfortunately, Campbell and McDonald draw penalties. It won't affect anything. They still play the Komets a man short. Winnipeg still with the power play, one man.
Slashing the call on both of them. Komets with a 3-2 lead, 14.5 to go, period 3. Winnipeg wide left wing going into the zone. Now the Komets have to cover up the corner on it, looking for a man in front of the net. Don't find him yet, as Guy Dupuis holds his man off all the way to the corner. Front of the net, goes wide. Came off the left boards. Here's Boyce. Boyce now on the corner, has the puck. In they go. Dupuis with a good hit, ties it up. Boyce knocked down from behind on the play, hangs on, and they'll tie it up right there. As Dupuis going in, talking to his guy, as Boyce got knocked down hard by Scott Thomas, and the conversation continues, and it's getting pretty chippy out there, I'd say.
Well, the Komets have come out aggressively. They popped off 3 shots already in this period. They had the power play, of course, early, but they've come up with 3 shots, and that's what they've got to do. And it's all being affected by the bumping and the grinding that they've been able to do and slow down this Winnipeg hockey team.
So Wood back in the face-off again against Bowler. Woods ties Bowler up. The puck kicked loose, but the whistle blew as it was not quite hit quite right. 7,031 tonight's crowd. Good bunch, good game. Now Boyce goes in the face-off circle. See how they make this one work. Boyce has been successful so far, and he gets it again, sends it into the corner. As Martin goes in, runs his man off the play. They cycle it around the left boards. Now back in the corner. They got a man behind the net. Bowler trying to set it up. Bowler's hit hard on the play, and it's cleared the length of the rink nicely by Derek Wood. Look out on the transition. Here they come the other way. Into the zone it comes. Turned wide at the point. Held in at that place. Look out, front of the net. Whoa, great save. Reddick and the Komets come back up again. Now they fired back into the corner, round behind the net. Now Selmser can't touch it. Now he can. As he goes deep in the zone, they try to put a little pressure on. Selmser poked it away from his man.
Another penalty coming up.
And
the Komet,
it'll be a Komet penalty, and why, I don't know.
Slashing, I believe.
I didn't think he slashed. I thought he swept the puck away.
Well, he was swinging pretty good there, and we'll have to see. Going to get 4 minutes is what he's going to get. High sticking. Selmser, 4 minutes for high sticking. Got the stick up. Must have hit him in the head area. And that goes basically telling the coaching staff automatic 4 minutes with the high stick. And boy, if you want to change a hockey game around in a hurry, this is a way of doing it. Selmser, of course, in forechecking, waving that stick, trying to get at the puck. Unfortunately, comes up in the face area. Draws a 4-minute high sticking penalty. Thomas will be 2 men short for the next 44 seconds. And then we'll have, of course, to kill off the next 3 minutes.
Yep. Hang on, Pokey. Here they come on Whoa Komet Hockey.
Good times with friends. Hey, that's special. Sometimes you wish they would never end. The care you show is just as special. Friends know when to say when. Friends know when to say when.
The family of Budweiser beers reminds you, friends know when to say when. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
All right, they're trying to kill it off. They still have 25 seconds of a 2-man disadvantage as Manitoba with Intra Novona coming loose with a play, and they break it up and send it back one more time as Dupuis got a hold of that one. Now here's Winnipeg back at it again. It's going to be Stewart starting up, chased off once by Butsayev, and they hold him loose at center ice. 8 seconds to go on the 2-man advantage. Here they come through deep into the zone, broken up and cleared to center ice again that time.
Thorson.
As it was Sorokin who made that one. Now we're back to a 1-man disadvantage, and the Komets break it up again. They change the penalty kill now as Mike Martin goes out with Shargorodsky. And Boyce puts a little forechecking pressure on. Still 3 minutes. It was a 4-minute high stick is what they called. Here's Winnipeg. Gordon coming to the line, breaking to the front of the net. Broken up by the Komets, and it's way up in the air, knocked down again. As Derek Wood going in, puts pressure on the puck. It's down the left corner into the boards. Front of the net, Komets take their time. Here they come out of the zone. Shargorodsky coming loose with a play. Dumps it nicely inside the Winnipeg corner again. So we're down to 2:38. Here's Winnipeg one more time. At center, lead pass to Gordon. Gordon now hooked off once by Boyce. comes to the line. Boguniecki nails Gordon the shot, and the Komets clear it right back into the corner one more time. Here comes Winnipeg again. Hauer coming to center. Oh, almost stolen by Boguniecki. Here they come, far boards back up the middle as Boguniecki and Hart runs his man off the play one more time. Bogie runs him hard in the corner. Back out of the zone, they come in front of the net, chopped loose again as Dupuis makes a good defensive move.
2 minutes in the power play.
Sure, Mister had to come out and play the puck as the Komets winger, Nemirovsky, came in quick on him. Here they go the other way one more time. Komets chop it loose again. Turned by Nemirovsky back inside the Winnipeg zone. Nothing fancy, just break the play, stand at the blue line, get the puck and dump it. So they still have time to go. Back up it comes one more time. It's over center inside the line as when the Moose keep coming now. Now they try to cut in front of the net. They don't have it yet, but here they come again. Trying to make the play all the way deep in the left corner. Who's got this one? After it now goes Martin. Martin drives his man hard on the play. After Martin now is Big Scotty Thomas. Martin wheels it out of the zone one more time.
1:26 power play time, Winnipeg.
So the K's so far killing it off well. Now Boyce into forecheck. Back they come towards center. Picked up by Kurtz at the Fort Wayne line. Broken up and again dumped back at the Winnipeg blue line. Kurtz coming through again. Feeds it back up ice as Boyce drives his man hard off the play. On the near boards, here they come again. And that time, Butsayev steps right in the middle of it as Boyce was stretched right over the bench at the Winnipeg or the Manitoba line. 11 minutes left in the match, and it's getting a little chippy.
And great second effort by the Komet defense and the forecheckers, doing a little extra to make sure that they get the puck and dump it.
On Wowo, Komet hockey.
I love Sunbeam Rice because Sunbeam is the softest bread I ever tasted in my whole life.
We get it sorted fast.
Smearing this country down in the gutter.
Will you shut up?
Clean up your act.
Talk 1190. Whoa, whoa.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
Komets trying to hang on here as they're trying to kill off some more penalty time, and an offside call against Manitoba at the Komet blue line whistles it down again. 1:03 still left on the power play clock for Manitoba. They trail it. Komets lead at 3-2, and they called a timeout to see if they couldn't get organized because they were doing nothing.
Exactly. A big concern of Randy Carlisle, the coach over there, that they weren't making things happen. They've had almost 4 minutes of power play, and they have not got themselves any shots on goal.
Here we come. Komets hold it in. Ooh, bad decision that time. But hey, the Komets get it cleared again, and that time it was Bawa who laced it all the way back inside the line. 50 seconds left in the power play. Manitoba with 200 feet to go to get to the other end. Here they get that first pass at center. Bawa steps in, knocks his man loose on the play, but back they come again, and they're way offside, and it's tipped loose, but the offside call is made, and the face-off in the neutral zone. Still 38 seconds left in the penalty kill, and you can say one thing, Robbie. Early in the season, the Komets have taken some crazy penalties, and they've been killing penalties all year long, and it's starting to pay off here now.
Well, exactly, and the interesting part about it is, of course, Grant Saunier not scared to use anybody on that bench. You got Butsaya and Bao out there as a combination. Woods and Boyce basically is your number one combination, but they've gone everywhere for as long as they got fresh troops out there, and everybody giving a second effort to kill this penalty off.
So now Woods in the face-off for Fort Wayne against Big Neil Brady, and the Komets try to move it into the zone. It comes, and it's Boyce back out to center ice and at the Winnipeg line. Turned up by Manitoba left wing. Here comes Gordon all the way to the Fort Wayne line, chased by Boyce all the way to the zone. Round it comes. They can't get past Dupuis. They get a shot at the goal mouth. It's laying in the goal crease. And they did not go in the net.
No, it didn't. It rolled right across the goal line. Woo! And it hit the goalpost and popped to the side. Boyce grabbed it, went to the net. We get a quick whistle on it as Pokey goes down in a collision, and the puck does stay out. 21 seconds power play time. Komets still hold on to a 3-2 lead, and the face-up will be deep in the Komet zone.
On Wovo, this is Fort Wayne Komet hockey.
You've seen big and bigger, but wait till you see the JCPenney biggest sale of the year, where you'll save big from 15 to 50% on shirts, shoes, jeans, towels, jewelry, and more. Thousands of items throughout the store. It's this Saturday only, November 7th. Our doors open at 7 a.m. and close at 11 p.m. So hurry into the JCPenney biggest sale of the year. It's a very big deal. Percent off regular prices. Some exclusions apply.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
Here we come, the end of the power play as Winnipeg back on the attack. Listen to the fans. They're roaring on this one. Look out, picked up by Winnipeg. Fort Wayne corner. Gordon trying to get it up front. It goes wide, and Boguniecki with a play coming back for Fort Wayne. Bogey wheels it out to center ice, and it's knocked down at the Winnipeg line. Into forecheck goes Sean Penn. Came back off the glass at center, knocked down by the Komets. Wheeled in again, this time by Eddie Campbell, as he's banged to the boards down in the zone by Jimmy Roy. Out it comes again, and behind the net, Winnipeg holding it for a while. See where they're going to go. All the way up the middle, knocked down at center ice. Komets right on the money, and Schulmistra kicks this one out. They call offside against the Komets in the face-off in the neutral zone, and here on WoWo Fort Wayne Komet Hockey.
Monday night on the Discovery Channel, embark on an expedition 2 miles above the Andean jungle for a rare look at a legendary civilization. Join the team to recover over 200 eerily preserved Peruvian mummies.
And they'll both play 4 against 4. A lot of ice room out there right now.
As Bootsaya for the Komets in the face-off against Bill Bowler, as Bootsy lost his stick right off the top, and now it's sent back in the Fort Wayne corner. Round behind the net, and it's picked up by Reddick. Pokey can't get to the play. Nicely, Sorokin drives his man off the puck. Komets try to get it around behind the net, picked up by Eddie Campbell. Eddie stops. Back up it comes to Bootsaya. Bootsy looking, he's got a man breaking. Now he keeps coming on the play. Bootsaya going in all the way to the right. And he got a good backhand shot, and Schulmistra jumps on it. As Bootsaya's got a total arsenal of offense. Wherever he is, he can find a way, and he's got a skill that gives him a shot on goal, and that was a good stiff backhand.
Well, he used some speed there, but he also had Nemirovsky break. And of course, when you have the both of them going fast, the defense has to pick him up if you're concerned about the ability of Bootsaya making a pass. This time he goes wide on the backhand, gets a good backhand shot on goal. Schulmistra makes a good save.
So we're looking at 8:52 still left in this match. Komets now hold a 3-2 lead. As back they come, as it's going to be Manitoba coming to center ice, looking to make a break. Goes wide of the Fort Wayne net as Reddick steers it off in the corner. In it comes now as Sorokin coming up with a loose puck. Gets by the first check, keeps coming to center ice. Good left wing pass to Bootsaya. Bootsy cross rink on the play, and it goes to Nemirovsky. Here's Niemer going wide, and he skated right off the play, and back they come the other way. They got a man breaking. But the second man through is the guy that comes into the zone. He walks right to the front of the net, and he fired it over the top of the goal as Mike Stewart with a hard wrist shot. Nemirovsky trying to pop it up the boards. Held at the point. Now it rolls to the neutral zone. Komets have it. Now played by the Komets one more time as they finally golf it all the way back in and take an icing call on that one as Campbell says, man, we need a change. I thought maybe Purdy had negated the icing, but he didn't. We're looking at 8:04 left. It is period number 3.
Back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WoWo.
We have a little more time to go. Both teams playing a man short now as Brad Purdy in the face-off circle, and he goes in against Billy Bowler. Out it comes to the top. Look out! As Reddick was in the right place at the right time to make that one. Shargorodsky goes in, trying to drive his man loose. Up it comes, and another one is knocked down. The puck goes to center ice. Now Howard goes all the way to his D. Comes back towards center. Nicely broken up, and after this one comes Nemirovsky. Niemer going in, but they say offside the call against Purdy on the play, and the face-off back in the neutral zone. 27 seconds still left in that minor penalty to both the players. It'll be Waugh and Boguniecki, or Roy and Boguniecki to take the minors.
And again, right now, the Komets playing great defensive hockey, not one to open this up, and really frustrating Manitoba right now. With all the ice room out there, the speed they got, they aren't able to make the crisp passes that they were doing in the first period.
They dump it deep inside the Manitoba zone. Boyce going to... Oh, did Boyce ever peel Howard off the play? Howard comes right back and pulls Boyce down. Crossing pick up. And he didn't shoot it. Front of the net, way out of the net, Schulmistra. Picked up by Purdy on the near boards as Shargorodsky takes a hard one in the face. Now Boyce trying to play it, can't get to it. Here they come the other way. Moving to the Fort Wayne line, hard goes Bill Thomas. Thomas through the D, and it is Reddick who clears it off in the corner. Down in the boards we go. Back comes Guy Dupuis, and look out in front of the net. Komets come loose with it again. Moving was Purdy, couldn't get to the puck. Now the Komets with a quick line change. Manitoba coming back to the Fort Wayne zone. Mike Stewart going to the corner, and offside's the call. So with the offside, the face-off moves back outside the line. As Selmser is being yapped at the time, and Selmser says, if you want to go one-on-one, come on, let's do it now.
Well, not too many of them want to do that, and at this point here, they're still doing a lot of talking, and a big concern of the referee. Bauer now, he's cruising around talking to somebody. Here's the situation with the 3-2 lead. We're playing great defensive hockey. You don't need to talk and either drop them, get it off, or keep the work and don't break your momentum the way you're going right now.
All right, here we come as Boguniecki goes to the face-off circle with 7:02 left in this match. 3-2 Komets lead as Manitoba drives it into the Fort Wayne zone. Short up the boards. Here we come at center, and Bawa, long lead pass going deep into the zone. It will be, let's see, boy, I'll tell you, this Selmser's got a set of wheels on him. Did he fly?
He jumped in there, tried to get the stick out in front of him, but the defenseman was able to get to it, got the icing, forces the faceoff back into the Komets zone, 6:49 to go, and they stick with the Boguniecki line right now at center. Important draw, and they get it even more important as this clock ticks away.
So we'll review other things around the eye here in a little while. Right now we go to the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone one more time, and Boguniecki after the draw ties up his man. They scrum around for it. Boguniecki can't get it out of the zone. They screen it down in the corner and around behind the net. Chased down by McDonald. He's banged hard off the play. Up with the puck, Fort Wayne, and Boguniecki coming out the center. Bogey's got it. On his way to the line, going in all the way to the left side, to the front of the net. Now spins away from the check, looking for help. He's hooked on the play, sends it into the corner. Komets let it go. Around behind the net, Bawa. Bawa in hard running. His man loose on the puck. It comes loose. Selmser going for the play. Can't get to it. Selmser going in hard with Stewart behind the net. They wheel around for it. Bawa comes out with it. Now lost it. Selmser trying to poke it out. Bawa's got it again. Now Selmser is there in the corner. Boy, not much room. Now Boguniecki coming out front. Pull down on the play. A shot on goal. Almost kicked in, and Shilmistra never saw it. Here it comes back into the Fort Wayne corner. All the way down deep, going after the puck now will be Martin. No icing is called. Here they come the other way. Here's Mike through the middle, knocked down at the Manitoba line. They come back towards center ice, turned right to the Fort Wayne net. Left behind the goal by Reddick. Komets wait around now as it's Butsayev coming through, drops it off. All the way up left wing, here's Eddie Campbell. Campbell high off the board, sends it all the way to the Manitoba line. Knocked down by Parrott. Parrott cross-rink off the defense. Was picked up hard on the play, Nemirovsky. Down it goes into the Fort Wayne zone. Komets have it. Off the glass. Out to center ice. Nicely picked up by Wood. Wood to Butsayev. Bootsy couldn't reach the puck in time, and back comes Manitoba the other way, Parrott. Parrott to the Fort Wayne line, going wide across the net. Wheels it off into the corner. A good hit on the boards down the zone. Into the corner, Dupuis taking his man off the puck. Turned behind the net by Butsayev around the far boards as Nemirovsky tried to chop it out of the zone. It came loose. Komets are back up ice one more time. On the move it comes to the defense around the board. As stood up was Wood. This guy's a tough little rascal. He's not big, but man, he hangs on. Held in and kept alive that time by Eddie Campbell. Around behind the net, Wood's got it again. Woods all the way up top. It comes to Shargorodsky. In front of the net, the shot that time by Purdy almost makes it. It bounced over the stick of the Komet D, sent back to Shargorodsky at the Fort Wayne blue line. Up to Penn. Penn let it go by as the clock keeps running. And Manitoba coming back to center ice, moving to the Fort Wayne line. No, Arneal going now deep in the corner, dumped wide, chasing it down as Bowler on the board. Here come the Komets back at center ice one more time as Penn just slides it inside the Manitoba zone. Boyce going in to put a little heat on. Back up it comes. Boyce drives his man off the puck. In it goes to Purdy. Boyce got it back. Whoa, up the middle, a blind pass, and up into the slot was the Komets' Penn, but he couldn't make a play on it. Now they dump it deep in the Fort Wayne zone. Here's a drive right over the top of the Fort Wayne net. It came out to the point. From the point back in the corner. Look out. They got two men in front of the net. Somebody pick up the ice. Move on the play. As that shot blocked nicely by the Komet defender who just dove on the play. Smart move as Sorokin. The defense was in trouble. He had a man all alone in front. It's nice to see him use his noggin.
Well, again, he had a 2-on-1 in front, and as the Winnipeg player came out of the corner, Thorson went sliding towards him and blocked the pass as it tried to get to the open man in front of the net. Made a good play getting the puck underneath him and drawing a whistle.
Komets still lead at 3-2, 3:54 to go in this match. Boguniecki back into the face-off circle against Tardif. Behind the net it comes, turned around the far boards. And now after it, Sorokin coming up the near side. Look out, man in the slot, can't get the shot away. It's blocked one more time, picked up again, sent off into the corner left side, dug out there by Tardif. Tardif can't play it. Boguniecki's got it. Here comes Bogey out of the zone. And he can't get it out again, but the Komets come loose with it. Boguniecki wide right side as Bawa with a backhander. Couldn't hit. Here they come the other way. Komets get it back again. Sliding it up the near boards to Boguniecki. Picked up instead by Bawa, and he drives it inside the Winnipeg zone. Manitoba behind the net. Selmser chased his man off the play. Boguniecki goes by the check as he's hit hard with the elbow from Intra Nuovo. And back it comes again to Winnipeg. Fort Wayne zone. Chased down by Guy Dupuis deep in his own corner. Round behind the net, the forechecker in Trevano. Back out it comes to center. Komets have it back. Over center, here's Shargorodsky going deep in the zone. He feeds a little pass off, but offside the call. And who was offside?
Nemirovsky on the far side, but I thought Shargorodsky got over the blue line before Nemirovsky left, but they call it offside. Bring the face-off back outside the Winnipeg zone.
On Wowo, Fort Wayne, Komet hockey.
This is my land, Hatfield. It's my land, McCoy.
History proves that some claims are never settled. But at Geico, we settle many car insurance claims within 48 hours, even if you're in a heated dispute with another party.
Possum eater, squirrel brain.
Geico. One 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
Whoa! Boy, oh boy, Winnipeg with a golden opportunity, missed it. Behind the net now, Butzaya. Bootsy coming up the left boards where it's Nemirovsky off the glass by center ice all the way inside the Winnipeg zone.
Quick change by the Komets.
All right, it's Brian Chapman coming back to the Fort Wayne zone. They get 3 men in front of the net in a hurry. Bouncing puck coming behind the net. Turned wide and nicely picked up by Brad Purdy. Purdy just whips it off the glass to center ice. Look out, Boyce. As Boyce hit hard, Purdy following the play, trying to come into the zone. Picked up there, but offside as Penn comes in behind the play. As Purdy got carried in the zone ahead of the puck, and there's still 2:08 left in this match. 3 for the Komets, 2 for the Manitoba Moose, and it has gotten to be a red-hot hockey game. They're banging.
Well, right now, Winnipeg is starting to pick the pace of the hitting up, and the Komets, of course, being forced to make sure they make the play, dump the zone, and they're very vulnerable for some of the checks that they've made. Boyce, right on that particular play, had to hang his ground, took the pass, dumped the puck, and then, of course, took the body check from the defender. So they have to do that. They're paying the price, but they're making the plays, making sure the puck is dumped ahead and cleared out of their own zone. 2:08 to go. Komets have a 3-2 lead.
Okay, now timeout called by the Fort Wayne Komets. Good move there. And Campbell in the faceoff will be Bowler for Manitoba. Into the corner it comes now as Manitoba sweeps it up the left defense, coming out towards center. Kurtz dumps it back in the Fort Wayne corner. Here it is, Sorokin up in the corner. They lost control of it. Trying to get it. They get a man in the slot. A shot. A save, Reddick. Gonna score.
They make the play in the corner where the puck pops loose. They find the defenseman in the high slot. Pokey makes the first save. It hits him in the glove. As it drops down, the rebound is picked up. They tie it up. Winnipeg at the 1:55 mark left in this third period. They just couldn't get possession, and the body check in the corner broke the puck loose.
So now we're going to play for what? Are they going to play for the tie and look for the shootout? Or are they going to try to get it on?
Well, I think they got to try to pick it up, but again, you got to be very careful of this hockey team. They come right back with Butzaya, Woods on the left wing, and Nemirovsky.
Here we come. Bootsy's got the puck. Wheels it all the way back in the Manitoba corner. After it goes Nemirovsky on the boards. Down behind the net. Manitoba coming back up ice. Here they come all the way to center. Look for the lead. Drive it all the way back into the Fort Wayne corner. Sorokin on the near boards. Drives his man hard on the puck. Picked up by Eddie Campbell. Okay, everybody take care of business here. Campbell up the boards, and it's already intercepted by Manitoba. Dumped back Fort Wayne corner, but it hit the linesman. Couldn't get to the play. Komets have it again, and whoa-wee. Right over the top of the D now. They dive. Coming out. Left boards. Can't get to the play again. And around they come. Somebody down on the ice in front of the net. And what's going on, I don't know.
Well,
a knee.
I saw exactly what happened there. Selsmer got hit from behind as the player come over top of him. And there should have been a penalty called right there. There was not. And as Selsmer got up, he gave the guy that hit him a pretty good backhand behind the leg. And I think he's going to get caught. The linesman apparently told the referee exactly what happened. And we're going to get ourselves a game misconduct. Selsmer's going to be gone.
Sorokin.
And we'll have
to the draw against Tardy. Back out it comes, and it's the Winnipeg or the Manitoba defender, Parrott. Puts it behind the Fort Wayne net. Here's Dupuis. Guy has to send it behind the goal. Eddie Campbell's got it there. Eddie way up in the air, bounces this one back into the Manitoba blue line. Picked up there, and back up comes Chapman. All the way to center. Knocked down by the Komets again. They wheel it right back into the zone. This time after it goes Butzaya. It'll be an icing call.
And a lot of clutching and grabbing out there. Players crawling all over as they're trying to get in and get the possession. And, of course, the Winnipeg players protected their defenseman, and he going into the corner.
They on big time here right now as back they go for another face-off in the Komet zone. It'll be Butsayev to draw against Bowler. Off to the right of Reddick.
The attitude is basically do anything you want, and if you get caught, you get caught. If not, you get away with it.
All right, here we come. Big face-off, and this one knocked down in front of the net. Campbell's got it there. Here's Eddie coming out of his zone. Gets by the first check, moves to center ice. All the way into the far corner after it goes Boyce. A drive right through the corner of the goal crease. Knocked down by Manitoba. Back out they come in at center ice. It's Thomas coming to the Komet line, dumping it deep in the corner. After the play is Campbell around the far boards. Here's Boyce. Boyce, he makes, no, he didn't make sure, but here we come again. Bawa to Butsayev. Bootsy going in. He shoots, and he's just deflected at the nick of time. Bawa behind the net. Butsayev's got the puck. Bawa's got it. Here it comes loose coming up top. It's going to be Manitoba again to the Fort Wayne blue line. Campbell has to go back hard to play it. Take a look, Eddie. The forecheck on it goes to Arneal. Here's Campbell coming back up the zone. Left wing pass to Boyce. Boyce into the zone nicely coming up to Boguniecki, and Bogie couldn't handle the pass again. Back it comes to center ice. Komets have to chase it in their own zone. Shargorodsky back good, and that's it. The hockey game is over, and now we go to the shootout. Very interesting when we go to the shootout. We have
% off regular prices. Some exclusions apply.
Now back to Komet Hockey on News Talk 1190 WOWO.
All right, here we come. First shooter is going to be Ruark, I believe. And he scores. Who was it? It was 13 who got it. Intra Nuavo.
Goes to the backhand, waits for Pokey to stretch across, goes straight up top on him. Winnipeg goes ahead 1-0 in the shootout. Nemirovsky.
Nemirovsky going in for the Komets on Schulmistra. Here he goes. Right over the top of the crossbar. Zippo. Second shooter now coming out for Winnipeg, and this one's going to be Bowler. So Bill Bowler now coming in on Reddick. Here comes Billy. It's 1-0 after the first round. As Bowler looks around, and whoa, right off the crossbar. Had he been a little bit lower, it would have been 2-zip. Close call. Next player out for the Komets will be Boguniecki. So Bogey's got a couple of goals. Here he comes, see what he can do with this one. All right, Eric going in on that net. He looks, and he's there. And Schulmistra slammed the pads on him, and he didn't make it.
Faked the shot to go high on him, went to the backhand, and Schulmistra, how many times we've seen him do the butterfly, got the pad to the post. Boguniecki couldn't get it up high enough.
Stewart now coming at it. Coming into the Fort Wayne zone. Pokey there to meet him, and he scores right underneath. Slides it in the 5-hole. Now we're looking at 2-0. And out comes Purdy.
Fakes the shot again, goes to the backhand as Pokey opens the pad. He slides it underneath.
Here comes Brad Purdy against his old teammates. He's looking. And again, Schulmistra shuts the door on him.
Now, of course, the Komets, a lot of the Purdy, Boguniecki probably the only one that has shot so far against Schulmistra, are not used to Schulmistra, and Schulmistra is a good goaltender.
All right, next man coming up is going to be Thomas. Thomas at the line. He scores, and it's over. It's all over. As 3 of the first 4 score in the shootout, and it goes 4-3 to the Manitoba Mooses. Yep. We'll be back with the post-game show in a moment on WOWO Komet Hockey.
Hi, I'm Greg Jeffrey, owner of Mr.